unto thee. Do not be afraid, your far saving grace. Do not hesitate, let's reignite your faith. Divine encounters are alive. Divine encounters, our life's design.
Thanks for joining me here on Divine Encounters. I am your host, the hostess with the mostest, Dominique Rivera, the Oracle of Apollo, and you are here on Wednesday night for Supernatural Storytime. This is season 2. As always, I'm inviting you into this experience. We're going to create divine experiences in this mindful program together. But first, you should always have some high quality H2O while you're watching this program, as we will be doing things within the program that's going to be shifting your energy this evening. As always, I toast to all of your health, wealth, and prosperity. Cheers to all of you. Yes. And don't forget to like and subscribe. I am live streaming every Sunday and Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, of course. Sitting here in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Drop some hearts in the comment section below so that I know that you exist and that you are here. Yeah. Okay. And don't forget, if you want to learn more with me, the Oracle of Apollo, you can join my free group. And it is meetup.com/Awaken Philadelphia. And there I have meditations and a whole bunch of fun things that you guys can attend. Every Wednesday night, you have an opportunity to win a channeled angel blessing message just for you. And all you have to do is share this feed or Sunday night's feed 3 times to any 3 places, or tag 3 people, and then comment in the comment section below that you shared it. All right, and that's as simple as that. And if you have a supernatural story time that you want to share with the world and the audience here at E360 TV, all you have to do is email me, divineencounters@E360TV, and I'll send you an intake form. I would love to hear your story. All right, guys, today we have a very special person coming on today. And she's actually a student of mine as well. I haven't seen her in a while because of COVID, but that's okay. But let's go ahead and give a nice, warm, Divine Encounters welcome to Anne. Hi, Anne. Thank you for being here.
Well, thank you for asking me.
I'm very excited because we have worked with each other before in the past. So I know a little bit about you, and I know that you have this spectacular story that I felt like I wanted to reach out to you and that you can share with the world. And you agreed, so I'm very happy that you agreed, because I know it's going to be a tough story today. But I feel like it's a very important topic, and I feel like other people can get a lot from listening to your story. So why don't you tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do?
Okay. My name is Anne. I am a first responder, EMT and dispatcher with 911. And I volunteer out at Delaware County on one of the ambulances every weekend. And then I also have my own business where I help other first responders with different healing modalities remotely. So, because a lot of times they don't have time to take the time off from work to come in and actually do like a week-long session, they can do shortened sessions. And it's something is to help them take care of their needs first, because if we can't take care of our needs as a first responder first, we can't be there for everybody else.
That's absolutely true. And you guys are so over demanded upon, like your time, your energy, everything about you. And I know when you first came in, you were like, I just want to give this back to them. So I'm glad it does me proud. Like, I'm very proud of you that you have, made that commitment and also have manifested it into the world, because you're a manifestator in action. Yeah. And I think that's very beautiful. And it's important that first responders recognize that there are other things to fill their cup. There's so much stress and so much demand, and it's very difficult. And the same thing with like soldiers and police officers and things like that. So thank you for being a service to the world in that way and being that light, because that is no small feat. It really isn't. So, Penelope, this is your first time on the show, and I like to start every segment of the show before we jump into the story with the good news. And the good news for everybody is the collective energy of the week. So, I invite you to kind of hang out and ask, what's good? All right. So, with the good news today, we have Angel Celestina, and I believe she's blessing everybody with prosperity. And let me go ahead and take off all of my hold on, guys. Let me take off our display name so you can see that card. That very beautiful card. And this is called We the Hathors card. And it says, well, the overall meaning of this card is deep love, mother's milk, and birth as a portal. Birth is a portal that ushers in new life. The Hathors are here to remind you that you're a child of the cosmic mother, and you are being called to be held by her. Deep, never-ending love and embrace. This is a tender, nourishing card, reminding you to receive deep, deep love of the mother's embrace. The Hathors know that the journey on earth can be rocky and lonely at times, but you're being reminded to rest more deeply in the mother's arms. This is a card of extreme potency, of femininity, of creation, and of birth. You are being called to mother yourself and others too, to surrender to your sacred femininity, to create and surrender to your own creations, to hold and be held. You're being called to remember your place in the web of life and to realize that the cosmic mother is watching you every step of the way. You may be going through a transition right now, moving from one way of being to another. And if so, you're being reminded that you're cradled in a sacred container, that you're more held than you can possibly imagine, and you have the access to more love than your heart can bear. If you're struggling in any way, you're being reassured that things will work out. Open yourself to receiving the overflowing love of the cosmic mother, flooding towards you from every direction. Let it stretch into your heart. Wow, this got me so super energized right now. Let's bring Anne back onto the stream. I just felt like this whirlwind of energy just pouring down into me as I spoke on this cosmic mother. And with these current energies of the day, there's always a kind of call to action or a question that we pose the audience. So today is a call to action instead of a question. So if everyone can place their hand on their heart, and I'm going to show you your call to action. And you're activating your heart space today. And we're just going to repeat after this nice and slowly. And it says, I allow the deep love of the cosmic mother to wash over me. I am loved. I am held. And just sit with that just for a second and just notice how that feels, knowing that you are being watched over and you are being held in the arms of cosmic mother and that you are not alone in this world. And as I'm saying that, my temple's coming down because I'm getting hit with energy. Penelope, what are your thoughts on this card? It's kind of like the introduction that we just had.
Yeah, it is. It actually is part of the wake up call I had. I was hit by a car Christmas Eve when I was going home, and
Wow.
ended up with a broken knee and a broken wrist. So I took it as a sign that I need to slow down and that I need to start focusing on my business more and not everybody else's satisfaction and what they want out of me, and start doing something for myself, what I want to do. Because I'm working 85 hours a week and volunteering 30 doesn't leave a lot of time for a lot of things. And I want to get this business going, but I haven't had a lot of time. And it's like, okay, how do I carve out this time? And when this accident happened, it's pretty much sidelined me for the past 2 weeks so far, and I still have to get cleared by the ortho. So
That was this Christmas Eve that happened?
yeah.
Wow. What
Yeah.
happened? Like what?
I got clipped. I was crossing the street and got clipped by a car, and the guy said he didn't see me, even though I have a light colored jacket on. So I ended up with a broken kneecap and a broken wrist out of the deal. See, there's the broken wrist.
Wow.
And,
I'm so happy you're alive though. Like
I know it could have been a lot worse. And then after I got home and I got my frustrations out, it was like, this is a sign that, now I can have time to focus on my business, figure out what I want to do with it. And I had a call from my business coach, And he's like, "So how are things going?" So I told him, and he goes, "Oh, you do realize this is a sign?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. This is a sign that um, of deciding where I want to go with this, because this may have sidelined me from being on the truck now because of the broken kneecap. Because it's a
Right.
3 to 6 month healing time, I may not be able to get back on the truck, but I still want to go through my paramedic. But there's other avenues. There's community paramedicine that I can go, and I can go to people's homes. And being single, and I rent a room, so, and being busy, I don't have a lot of family. So trying to get groceries in, taking care of my abrasions, making sure I have ice, the little things. If someone comes in and actually does a daily wellness check, is it's like an amazing thing, because a lot of people don't know how to do aftercare for their wounds. They don't know how. They get depressed. They get that sense of hopelessness, and frustration. So um, that would give me more time to do my own business, as well as still serving the community by being a paramedic, but being doing it for the community.
So
Uh,
you say this daily wellness check for the aftercare of the wound. What would that entail? What would something like that entail?
Basically, that's making sure that the wound's not infected, clean the wound, make sure it's debrided properly, it's re-bandaged daily, because that's a daily thing. If they run out of like first aid supplies, go to the store and get them supplies, or get them out of your own first in bag. Take care of them, because not everybody's always prepared. I personally have my own first in bag, which has a huge amount of medical supplies in it, and I know how to take care of it. But there's a lot of people that don't, that they get injured from falling. They don't know how to, you break your arm, and you feel like you're a plucked chicken. You're a
Yeah.
plucked chicken, because you lose that one, like half of your body in range of mobility, that you're awkward.
You know what's interesting? I'm sorry to interrupt you, but
No, that's fine.
you know, you know me, so you know how you know how I work.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
You have somebody with you today, and I don't know if it's your mother or your grandmother. And we're talking about this mother energy that's coming in, but you have someone with you today, right now, mother or
Wow.
grandmother, and they are right there. And I need to tell you that because the energy is just like hitting me like a million, like a million right now. So I think maybe you've also needed what you're stating,
Yeah, the
and
mother,
needing that
someone
maternal
take care of.
energy.
Yeah,
Yes, and I feel like she is with you doing so. So,
that would be more my mom than my grandmother. Um, my mom and I took care of each other. My mom was sick a lot,
mm,
so growing up, we took care of her a lot. Knew how to deal with her emergencies. Um, but
a
she
lot
was
of
the only.
sandwiches. I'm hearing a lot of sandwiches is what she just said. There was
Yes,
a lot of sandwiches. Yeah, this is what
yes,
we. Yeah. Oh wow. Okay. So this is validating for you. This is mom.
yes, yeah. So that's a big deal. That helps a lot.
Okay.
And
I have.
that
I'm gonna
I'm
keep going, Penelope. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. I'm headed in the
Okay.
right path.
All right. So yeah. So she's letting me know because now we're validating this is her. She's letting me know that she was present when this car came. And it was like I feel like this. Like I got a little tug like this, like back. Um, that she was there and the angels were there. Michael was there, and that she had asked on your behalf to protect you. Oh, yeah. And but she was there, so she's been there with you since that day. She's with you a lot, but present every day. She's watching over you every day, like taking care of you right now every day.
Yeah, because there's things that I would not have been able to get done had it not been for someone watching over me, and friends calling in, making sure that I'm okay.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's a big blessing. Thank you, mom, for that. I just wanted
Yes.
to pass that on to you, friend. So, what is now that we recognize that this injury was a sign for you to slow down, and I'm actually going to the doctors tomorrow to see if I fractured my ankle because I hurt my ankle 3 days ago pretty
Oh
good.
no.
So and then I was like, oh, this is slow down. And in that card today was like rest, right? Slow
Rest.
down.
Exactly.
So what made you want to do? What made you become this kind of personality that's being expressed through you right now? So your soul is giving you inspiration, which becomes part of your personality, and then that can be expressed into the world. What made you want to give this so much? Because you're giving a lot of yourself. And since I've known you, you were doing all that work, all this other stuff, and still coming to Howl and learning and putting time into yourself. Where is this coming from?
The drive's coming from a friend of mine who took his own life. He was a police lieutenant with the Philadelphia Police Department. And right before I finished EMT school, he took his own life. There was a lot of things going on in the police department that was controversial, political, and it was a huge impact on me because he he loved being a cop. That was his thing. He was great at it. Um, and I had at that time decided not to become a Philly cop, so I went into EMS instead. And I found out about it the day before I took my final test, and kind of slogged through the years. And I was always raised the type person that you say your goodbyes, pay your last respects. Um, I never got that closure with him, so it lingered. And about a couple years of doing EMS, you know, 80 hours a week, I hit a slump, and uh, I started getting tattoos of my friend, for remembrance. And the let's see, right before the end of the year in 2018, I got my feather tattoo, and I'm not sure if you can see it, but it's a rainbow phoenix tattoo, um, and it says "live," um, because that's what I wanted to do. But when I hit that depression, I didn't know where else. I didn't know where to turn. Not a lot of family, limited friends. Not constantly working. But when I had my time off. That tattoo was what I focused on, because I knew what kind of fight he had, and when he took his own life, it wasn't it wasn't like I'm giving up. I'm just going to end my life. It was he was fighting for a bunch of stuff, and he knew that no matter what he said verbally, it wasn't it was going to get twisted. So when he took his life, he went out the way he wanted to go out because he got to make that choice, even though he was forced to do it. And that was a struggle for me because I've always been raised suicide is a bad thing. So I had to learn to respect that and get over my anger. And then I started trying to figure out ways to get rid of it, because I couldn't talk to anybody, and I'm not a journaling person. So I just started looking around on Google, and things started popping up. A first responder group uh, called First Responder Recovery. It was a 13-week group session that we met once a week, and it was for first responders only. It's like an elite group, and it helped kind of justify my anger, but it helped me open up about it. And once that happened, I had to start healing from it. And then that's when I started the Reiki. And then once I got in a couple of sessions with you, I decided to actually become certified in it. And about halfway through it was about the second one, I realized that for all first responders need this. we can't always verbalize how we're feeling. We can't always talk about our days. We can't always. A lot of times we have to bottle everything up inside of us so much that we don't know how to express it once we get that opportunity. And then once the opportunity goes by, okay, we're done expressing, and the timing's always wrong. Um, so I finished the four Reiki levels, and I knew that I wanted to focus it on first responders, and have been trying to build it ever since. I've gotten certified in Ho'oponopono, and I'm working on getting my therapy certification in cognitive behavior therapy. And it was the first time that I actually ever thought about taking my own life, and I always steered myself away from that. But he pushed the limit on that, and I had to fight through it. And
Why do you feel like you were so angry?
because the way I was raised was that suicide is a bad negative thing.
So
That
you
it
felt
was
like your friend did a bad thing, and now
I
he was
feel
going
like
to.
he escaped something. He, but I at the same time, working through the anger, I realized that was his only recourse. Um, and talking to other fellow officers who knew him, none of them ever said a bad thing about him, and none of them ever said a bad thing about what he did. And they're just like a lot of them are Catholic, so that's like the taboo thing with Catholics.
Are you Catholic?
I'm converted Catholic, not but non-practicing.
Okay.
So it's just what I was always raised with, growing up. And then after I started getting through that, I got my St. Michael's tattoo.
Wow. And this is when everything starts to change, right?
As soon as I got that,
Oh,
it
hold
was
on. Let's pause here.
okay.
All right, good. This is where we're gonna jump into that divine moment. So before
Okay.
we get into that divine moment, let's elevate the energy. Let's elevate you guys at home. And what I like to do is, if you're watching this now or on the replay, I invite you into this divine experience where we give you 1 minute of energy healing. And because Penelope, you're on the down and out, I'm not gonna ask you to send any energy healing. I'm just gonna ask you to receive today because you need it today. Okay?
Thank you.
And that is okay. So from 1 to 10, we're going to find our control number first, where we're feeling right now. From 1 to 10, energetically, are you a 10, where you have so much energy you can clean your whole house and then the neighbor's house too? Or are you at a 1, where it is, I'm so lethargic, I have no energy to even lift my hand up? So I'm going to give you guys a second at home, and you, Penelope, to assess yourself with this. All right, Penelope, where do you feel like you're at from 1 to 10 in this moment?
A 4.
You're a 4. Okay, in this moment, I want to say I'm at an 8.7 in this moment. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to play this music, and I'm going to call in the team, and then we're going to start our 1 minute exact divine experience.
Divine encounters align. Divine encounters, our lives designed.
Okay, Penelope, close your eyes, taking a breath in. Everybody at home, closing your eyes. 1 minute on the clock, starting now. And just breathing in beautiful golden light into your body and sending that down your spine, down beyond your spine, into Mother Earth, into the many, many miles of dirt, earth, and rock. And then breathing in more beautiful golden light into your stomach, allowing anything that no longer serves you from this willpower center to be released today. And on the natural exhale, just let it go, no stories attached. On the next natural inhale in, breathing into the heart space, beautiful golden light. And on the next exhale, releasing what no longer serves you. And on the next inhale, allowing that beautiful golden light to come into your third eye area. And then on the next exhale, releasing what no longer serves you. One more area, breathing into the crown chakra, the top of the head. And breathing in beautiful golden light here and releasing what no longer serves you. Final breath in, breathing into the whole entire body. And then releasing what no longer serves you. and bringing our right hand and our left hand palms facing each other, touching in front of our heart space, and thanking the angels and our team for being here. And we bow. Namaste. And we can open our eyes. And if you're at home, please don't stand because the vehicle may still be in motion. All right, Penelope, you're back. Welcome back. What did you feel, if you felt anything? And everybody at home, what did you feel? Hot, cold, pressure, tingling, electricity, discomfort or pain, heat, if I didn't say that already, touching. And just put it in the comment section below. What were you feeling today, Penelope?
Definitely some warmth back into my hands and a lot of clearing in my heart space.
I love that. Very, very nice. For me, I feel a lot of energy, especially around my crown and my third eye. And I'm at a good 10 now. What number would you say are you at, Penelope? I'm going to start laughing because I'm just giddy.
I'm at about a 7.
Oh, that's good. I like it. I'll take it. I'll take it. That's fantastic.
I'll take it with the knee brace and the wrist brace on.
Yes. Because we know, this is going to just continue to move through
Yes.
us. So it's good to have it. It's good to have it. And that it's accessible to everybody at any time, which is the most important thing. So now, Archangel Michael. For those of you guys at home, Archangel Michael is the patron angel for the EMS people and the soldiers and the police officers. And Anne had a encounter with him. So walk us through this story, Anne.
When I got my Archangel Michael tattoo, when I was sitting in one of your when we were doing one of our sessions with the group Monday Night Therapy sessions, I had noticed you had a book on angels, and I knew I wanted an Archangel Michael. I was drawn to it, but I didn't know what I wanted because typically when you look at a tattoo of Michael, he's very detail oriented, and it's mostly for masculine men. You've got to have a lot of muscle tone and a lot of skin to do this. But in one of your books, I actually found a drawing of his sword and shield with the wings and the key and his sigil, and it was all mixed in together. And I took those to my tattoo artist, and when I was ready, he put it all together, and he put everything in grayscale. He put the wings wrapping around my arm like he was hugging me, with the sword and shield, and the key inside the shield with Michael's sigil underneath it and my friend's date of birth and Roman numerals up above it. And then he put the thin blue line flag behind it. And whenever I know that I'm going to have a rough weekend, or I sense that I have a rough weekend, 323 pops up, which was my friend's badge number. And it's weird because I've walked away from, or I've left places right before serious things have happened. I've left things that I could have been in a very hairy situation with patients, and it was a calm encounter. And every time the number 323, whether it's the clock, whether it's a patient's room number when I'm doing an intake call, that number, I was told, is my number, which actually adds up to 8, the number of infinity. So whenever I see 323, I know that my friend is watching over me with Michael.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And I definitely know that he's watched over me a lot.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So talk to me a little bit about, because because we talked a little bit about your story and we talked about this feather. Can you walk us through the experience of finding that feather in those moments of when you were at a low point?
I remember that when I was in those low points, I had a picture on my phone of when it had just gotten done, and it shimmered. It had something, someone had put glitter on it. It was shiny, and every time I looked at it, I was immediately drawn to my friend's badge number because I knew that they were linked. And it gave me a sense of comfort because it was like, okay, I need to get my act together. It was the knock on the head, the give slap on the back of the head that, hey, you need to get it together. You have more to offer than this, and you're not a quitter. And I've always never been a quitter, and that's what kept me going was the fact that that kept reminding me that I'm not a quitter. I want to live. I had this tattoo put on me for a reason. It's not going to go away. It's permanent, and that makes me permanent.
When you feel like you are hearing these affirmations of strength coming to you, do you feel like they were from you or they were coming through you?
They were coming through me. They weren't mine because mine was the opposite of almost like when I seen the tattoo, I would remember why I got it because it was for my friend, and I would get angry, and then I get the slap on the back of the head that you're not a quitter, that you're better than this. It was the nudge that kept me looking for answers where I didn't know where to look. I just looked. I didn't even know what I was looking for, but it would come up. Um, so I knew that somebody was definitely had a hand in guiding me to where I needed to go at that right time to get me through to the next step. And that's one thing I had to realize was that it's not a cure all, but it's one step on the ladder, one step closer to finding out or working through this anger. The denial of being angry
Yeah.
was the first part because I was like, yeah, I'm okay with his decision. He had a right to do that. But at the same time, I was being two faced about it because I was still angry, but I didn't know why I was angry until I was forced to sit down and think about it because and the group session did that with it's okay to be angry, it's okay to be in denial, but you have to get through it, and it comes and goes. Um, Not as much as it used to, but I still have moments.
Yeah. Well, I commend your bravery and your strength because there's a saying that is since you're Catholic, there's a saying that
Kind of.
that Jesus says all you need is the size of faith, the size of a mustard seed. And if you've seen a mustard seed, it is like this little tiny. I seen it in real life not that long ago for the first time, and I was like, "Wow, that's
Yeah.
smaller than the blinking light on my phone." Like, and all you need is that much faith, and you'll be assisted, and you will be helped and heard and seen. And during this time, I'm curious. During this time, had you already planned a method uh, in which way to take your life, or was this
Yeah,
just like, okay, so you were already there
I
planning
was
it?
there. I was at the tipping point of coming home, tired of coming home angry, frustrated with my coworkers, not being able to talk, being lonely. That yeah, I it was all planned out.
Now, why do you? I've heard you say this a few times. Why do you feel like like the EMS people and things have a problem expressing what they do? Why can't you talk? What is that? Where does that come from?
Um, because a lot of it is we see the ugliest side of people. We see
Mm-hmm.
them when they're hurt. We see them when they're traumatized. We see them when they're dead. We we take care of the family members when they go up and wake up their mother from sleep that's supposed to be at work, and she's late and she's dead. And it's an 18-year-old who's never had to deal with it before, who doesn't know how to deal with it. And you've got to sit there and not show emotions because even though we almost have to be godlike, robot like, because showing this the stigma is that if we show emotions, that's our Achilles heel, and that can be exploited If we show emotions and we get upset over something, how can we cover our partners in another stressful situation? And unfortunately, every situation's different. Uh, a pronouncement. I had to do a pronouncement on a mom, and 18-year-old daughter didn't know what to do, and I was in tears with her because it connected with me on a level where it took me back to my own personal experiences, and the longer you're in as a first responder, the more you relate to personal experiences, even on the clock, because it's just something in it just triggers you that it's like, oh yeah, I remember this. Like this kind of reminds me of my childhood, or my buddies and I were out drinking and we seen this happen. It there's so many connections within connections. It's hard to talk about and do a parallel to it for people to understand.
Right.
And
So do you feel like because people won't understand, then there's just no point of expressing it because people won't understand?
it's frustrating because, and I've kind of been on the other side. When I don't understand something, I'm the one that I'll ask questions. Unfortunately, I'm not very good at tact. So, it's like I'm just going to get to the heart of the matter. And other people are like, no, you got to pussyfoot around this. And it's like, no, I want the anger to come out, because once the anger comes out, then we can deal with it. Then we can look at the root of the problem and what's causing the anger. And that's what I had to look at with myself was, yeah, I'm angry. I'm not
Right.
angry at my coworker.
And
I'm
so you're angry
at
at all of these things happening. You're angry that you're holding all this in. You have already planned in your mind how you're going to take your own life. So you come home, and is there a night where you're like, all right, I'm going home and I'm doing this now? That moment came?
No, but it was close. You know how they say there's 9 levels in the Dante's hell?
Right.
There's 9 gates to Dante's hell. I was at the 8th gate.
And what
Literally.
does that mean?
It means that the 9th gate is you're basically going to take your own life. You're done. You are dead. Um, and it's very hard to crawl out of Dante's hell once you get down there. It's a very big struggle to try to get out of it, because you have to be on two faces. At home, it's the depressed, it's the loneliness, it's how am I going to do this? How can I pull this off? What time frame do I have to do this in to be successful? And I've heard stories of it, people trying to take their own life and it not working. So then it's like, okay, well, I want to make sure it works and all this. So being a first responder, it's like, okay, you really got to play. You get to see all the other sides to it.
So
you don't
when
have to
you
plan
got
it out.
when you had gotten more serious about doing this, and was this Archangel Michael personality, we call him personality angel, was this something that had come to you like while you're like getting your tattoo, or was this message something that had came to you when you were like really in the middle of contemplating, okay, this is getting more serious in my mind, and then it came through that way?
It came through when I was contemplating it,
And did it come with a feeling, like a sensation
like a
at all?
sense that I started looking at designs that my next tattoo had to be a Michael tattoo. Um, and I started researching my Archangel Michael tattoos. And I was very adamant about how it should look, because it had to look a certain way. And when I seen it in your angel book, I knew that I'd found the right one. I knew I had my answer. It felt right. It fell into place. It was like, oh, there it is. It was a sense of calmness came over me, because that's when I started backing off of okay, I'm not quite ready to let go yet.
Right,
And
you started making future plans. So
Yeah,
you have to be here to commit to those future plans.
exactly. And I'm willing to climb out of Dante's hell to get to that point, because I don't want to be stuck down here forever.
What would you say to someone who, we have like 4 minutes. What would you say to someone who is going through a similar situation where they're contemplating suicide, what would you say to someone like that is down in that Dante's Inferno?
I would say start researching what feels good to you. There may be some that, it's not always about researching ways to take your own life. It's about researching, how do I find ways to get rid of that anger? How do I find ways to answer the questions as to why I'm angry? And be willing to talk about it. And it doesn't even have to be about the attempt itself. It can just be about your feelings. It can
Yeah.
be like, hey, I'm just confused. I am lost. And that point, once you start opening up and admitting that you're lost, that you need some guidance, that you need help, that goes a long way in trying to find someone that will listen to you without judgment, and finding that right niche, that you're going to find someone that's willing to listen, and don't stop or get discouraged at one person. That first person may not be the right fit. You've got to find someone that's going to fit with how you feel afterwards. I connected with you very easily. I felt good every time I came into Howl. I felt great when I left. I looked forward to every Monday night session. I had a goal to aspire to, and that helped me climb out of Dante's Hell.
Well, thank you for that, Penelope, and I hope that serves someone that's watching this who is going through something difficult. We've probably all been in that point, as a really low point in our lives, where we may not see a way out, but there is a way out if you just listen to the voice inside and follow that tiny, tiny little light, even if it's just for a few steps, because you might discover something beautiful.
Even if it's just
while
that
you're
mustard
walking
seed size.
that mustard seed size, yeah. Thank you, Penelope. Okay, so now this is the time of the night where we bring the energy back up, and I'm gonna actually press a question to everybody at home, and including you, Penelope, who has been doing a lot of work. So you're my student. Do me proud, okay? We're gonna do the Apollo games. Go get the husband, the wife, the neighbors, everybody in the house. Let's play. All right. So this is where I'm going to bring up a psychic question, and all you have to do is as simple as answer it in the comment section below. And for Penelope, she's going to be answering it here. I'm going to call her Anne. I always call her Penelope, but her name is Anne. And so you guys at home, put it in the comment section below. And if you win, you're going to get from me, the Oracle of Apollo, a certified, bona fide, unique, social distancing high five. All right. So here's the question. Pay attention.
What animal is about to be revealed? Cat, dog, bird, shark? Put your comment in the comment section below now. Reveal time!
Okay. You guys have your 4 options. I have to see because the words come up real small on my screen. Cat, dog, bird, and shark. You have only till the end of this music to give me an answer. Okay, Penelope, you go first.
Bird.
You say bird. Okay, let's see. Sherry is throwing up cat today. And Coral's on the same bandwagon as you. She's going to say bird. And Reese is also going to say bird. Bird is very popular today. I'm like a bird. Whatever happened to Nelly Furtado? Okay, here we go.
What animal is about to be revealed? Cat, dog, bird, shark? Put your comment in the comment section below now. Reveal time! Did you say dog?
Wow, it was dog. And horrible editing on my part today. But it was dog. Guys, what happened, guys? You guys are here every week. No, I'm not going to even count this because I don't know if you answered before or answered after the answer came up. So I don't know about that. But thank you guys for playing. I'm going to give everybody a participation fist bump. How about that? Participation fist bump. All right. So, Penelope, can we just let everybody know at home if they want to get a hold of you or work with you, where they can do that at?
I'm on Instagram at Internal Consciousness, and I have an email address called emsfitness323 at gmail.com. I do have a website, but my Facebook page is being stubborn and not letting me view my homepage, so I could give that to you guys. But I do a lot of different types of healing sessions.
Thank you, Penelope. You are amazing. And Coral says, you always throw me off with the domestic ones. Blame it on me. Why you gonna blame it on me though, Coral? Why? Okay, Penelope, I'm gonna put you in the back room.
Okay.
We'll see you in a bit. And you guys know what time it is. It's that time of the night where we check on the collective energy of the week. It's Wednesday, right? Wow. Let's do the midweek energy collective check-in. Okay, coming into the midweek collective energy check-in. Let's see what we have her. All right, so we're going to be starting off here with this first card. Energetic upgrades, a new way of being, and integration. And I have seen this with a lot of people. Everybody, it's 2021. So obviously we're going to have these energetic upgrades. Things are shifting. Things are falling away. Things are moving. They might be moving slowly, but they're now moving. Okay, so just recognize that this is happening in your life and do more of what makes you happy. I feel like I want to say that. Do more of what brings you joy. Not makes you happy, but brings you joy. We have the number 1 card here supporting us for numerology. Number 1 is beginning. It is also the Fool card, a leap of faith, a time of change. In binary, this is the active number. It says source, love, and light. So make sure that you are reflecting that love and light of yourself into the world while you're getting this new energetic upgrades. And energetic upgrades are not always pleasant. It could be you feeling like, man, I'm in an uncomfortable place in my life right now. Things are all unstable. And that could just be universe saying, hey, these things no longer serve you. This is why they don't bring you joy. And this is why you're feeling uncomfortable around these energies. People, places, or circumstances. Don't let your past hold you back. Whatever has happened, don't let it be the thing. Don't let it be the situation, circumstance, or people. Don't let it stop you from your greatness. You're put here because there's something that you are meant to do. Your soul has its own song, and it's only meant for your soul to sing. So if you feel like you have been disappointed in the past, don't let that stop you from everything that you're meant to be. Don't let other people's perceptions of what you, who you, where you are meant to be stop you. That has nothing to do with you. That has to do with them, okay? Then we're coming into Goat. Act from your inner wisdom. This one has archangels attached to it. Archangel Perlimiek and Pan, God of Nature. Act from your own wisdom, okay? There's a sense of wisdom inside of all of us. We call that instinct. We call that intuition. We call that a knowing. Just like Penelope said, and we talked about earlier, sometimes you're going to have like this little inner knowing that's going to say, wait, I'm stronger than this. I'm not a quitter. I don't have to stop here. This doesn't have to define me, and this doesn't have to end me. This does not mean end all, be all, and push forward. This is what I feel for this. Your ancestor card here is bask in the joy and light. You already heard me say like 7 times for this reading. Joy, 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 joy. Why? Because that's a step above happiness. You can see happy people and they be depressed. They can be depressed, okay? Because happiness comes from a sense of fear, actually. So when we achieve something, it makes us happy, but it was really the fear of not having it that would have made us disappointed. But joy is a state of being. It is something that you create within yourself and you exude it, and it can be very contagious. Let's see here. We have the blessings of the week are kindness and happiness. And just like that maternal card we had earlier, be kind to yourself. Speak genuinely to yourself. Speak lovingly to yourself. Take good care of you. If you cannot take care of you, no one else is going to take care of you, okay? When you take care of you, take care of yourself so well that your cup run over, that you can then put that into other people. And recognize that within yourself, there's all these things that are so much more beautiful. There's so much more in front of you. It doesn't matter where you are in life. There's always a possibility of change and of growth. And if you really want that, if you want to bask in your sun like the bee, you got to stop being a fly. Stop just banging on windows, banging on doors, and going in any direction. Calculate, focus, and bring forward your essence of joy and be the bee. And that is your Midweek Collective Energy check-in for the week. I hope this serves you guys. Let me take this off of here. Penelope, what is your 2 cents on this today?
You hit the nail on the head. That's all about it. It is about right now is finding your own joy. If you're not joyful, you're just going through the motions. Now that I've had the extra time on my hands, I've started working on or finishing up a lot of projects that I started that never had time to get back into, and I've been like super excited the past 2 days. My energy's been up, and I actually started finishing up some of my meditation cigar boxes. So, and I've just been like, okay, I'm in a painting frenzy all of a sudden, like, but I'll take it because I can't knit or crochet.
Wow. Yeah, remember you were telling me about that. And thank you for sharing. And thank you for your thoughts on this and for being here. And I really appreciate you and your path and your courage that you've demonstrated through this. And it's an honor to know you and to have walked this path with you, even if it's for a short time. I actually have a poem that I wanted to share with everybody that I felt like I had a best friend commit suicide when I was 17. That was the reason I joined the Army. And I have a poem about grief for those of you at home, and I wanted to share it with you, Penelope, because this is from a long time ago, and I feel like this is the best poem that encompassed grief that I had ever found. I had my own notion of grief. I thought it was a sad time that followed the death of someone you love, and you had to push through it to get to the other side. But I'm learning there is no other side. There is no pushing through, but rather there is absorption, adjustment, acceptance. And grief is not something that you complete, but rather you endure. Grief is not a task to finish and then just move on, but an element of yourself, an alteration of your being, a new way of seeing, and a new definition of self. I hope everyone that is struggling today know that you are loved unconditionally. You have so much more to offer. Penelope, do you have any thoughts on that poem? I just really wanted to share that with you.
It really hit the point home.
And thank you everybody for being here. This Sunday night, I hope that you guys join me and make sure that you guys come back next Wednesday. Every week we have a supernatural story time, and if you want to be a guest on the show, please email me here at divineencounters@e360tv.com so that way you can share your story with us as well. And I appreciate everybody's time here. Coral says, hold on, let me make this big again so we can see her. That was so beautiful and so truthful. Thank you, Coral. I didn't write it, but it was just something that I've had for a very, very long time. And suicide impacts us all in a very terrible way. And what I do want to say about that, because I am a medium, and Penelope knows this, but I am a medium for those of you guys at home who don't know. The people who I have encountered who had committed suicide in this lifetime because I grew up Catholic. And I was told, you do that, that's it. You're in brimstone and fire for the rest of your life. And what I have found, that is not true. I have met my best friend and my other friends and people who I've never met before, but I was doing work for them who have committed suicide. And it's not, the way I have experienced this was like, I'm actually writing a book about it called The Bus Stop. And it's all about souls who have committed suicide and what happens to them. Because I feel like this is something that psychics kind of just skip over when they talk about afterlife. And it bugged me. So I started writing a book about it. And I have found that they basically are at what I have seen a bus stop. And at this bus stop, your prayers and your intentions and your light are like a GPS. And then it allows them to find what the next route is. But essentially, it's like they're like in between. They're just waiting for the next step to open. And this is why it's very imperative that we send the people who have crossed over through turmoil and anger and upset and confusion, love and intention and all of our good energy, because it will serve them. And I hope this show served you today. Thank you, Penelope, again for being here.
Thank you for having me.
May you all go in love, light, and wisdom. to know thyself, love thyself, and remember the divine always
Has your back.
has your back. Ciao.
I am the